Welcome back to Ask Allison. Here is today's question. Any good book recommendations or suggestions on boundaries for therapists? First, I'd like to thank Therapy Notes for sponsoring us today. I feel like we have a lot of information and knowledge about boundaries as therapists. So I don't know how much a book is going to, a book about boundaries is going to impact versus just give you more information and knowledge. The books that have helped me the most aren't directly about boundaries, but have made me think about my relationship to boundaries differently. Ultimately, I think having models for healthy boundaries and practicing implementing boundaries in your own life is going to move the needle more than anything. But I'm going to give you a few books and a couple other resources. So I'll say Untamed by Glennon Doyle. While not directly about boundaries, helped me think about the boundaries I have continually not held because I wanted to please others and make them comfortable. It's a really great book for those of us who are trying to recover from people pleasing. Burnout, The Secret to Unlocking the Stress Cycle by Emily and Amelia Nagoski is really helpful because we're so much more likely to roll on our boundaries when we're burned out. This last year rocked all of us, and I fully believe that we have stored up stress and trauma that we need to work through collectively and individually. And I love the science-based approach that the Nagoski sisters bring to what's really a very readable, easily implementable book. Present Over Perfect by Shauna Nyquist is my favorite self-help book. I've read it so many times, and every time I do, I get something new out of it. I'm actually planning to read it again very soon. Be aware that it slants Christian. I'm not Christian, and I don't have any baggage around Christianity or church, so I can read it and still apply 99% of it, and there's nothing about it that bothers me. But if you have some trauma related to religion, it may not land for you. But this book is more about workaholism and perfectionism. And for me, that has meant reprioritizing my really rigid boundaries that protected work over everything else. And it's been really nice to be able to make my actual priorities my priorities and let work be a part of my life, but not the driving force of my life. I'd also recommend both The Inner Circle, which you can check out at www.abundanceparty.com/inner circle, where we work one-on-one and in groups to help therapists, to help each therapist define what they want and help them get it. We are very anti-hustle in there. We want you to do essentially like the minimum amount of like work or struggle in order to get what you want. So we're trying to optimize, efficientize, that's not a word, but you know what I mean, people into their ideal practices. We also have within the Abundance Party two courses that are really relevant, one called Build the Right Practice and one called Private Practice Life Balance, where we speak explicitly about boundaries for therapists. That's over at abundanceparty.com. I'll link to all those things, books and resources for you. I hope that helps. If y'all have questions for Ask Allison, please DM me over on Instagram where I'm abundance_practice_building.